Hello, friends. It's Wednesday, January 20th, and our nation has just witnessed the inauguration of a new president and a new vice president. And I think for many people, there is a sense of um, hope for the future, which doesn't mean that everybody was happy with the election results, but it does mean that a lot of people across differing parties and differing perspectives agree that it's time for us to move on and face the many challenges that are in front of us and um, try to reestablish some sense of trust in our institutions. And so the inauguration was preceded by a time of prayer for our new president, who is a very committed Christian. And it included, I thought, wonderful expressions of poetry and grace from a variety of people of all ages and from many different backgrounds. So I'm hopeful that as we begin this new year, that we will be able to have less division and more sense of working together to confront the really big problems that our country faces. And I'm grateful on this day for the peaceful transition of power that has so characterized our democracy from the start. Here at Central, we are moving into 2021 with the realization that our worship will not look the same for some time, and yet with excitement that we are still able in some new ways and in continuing some of our already established ways, we are able to impact our community in positive ways, and we are able to nurture each other through a process of spiritual growth that comes in many forms. So, our church council meets tonight, and we will hear the reports and plans of some of our programs that are emerging as this year unfolds. I'm grateful for the new leadership that people within our congregation who've accepted new responsibilities. I'm very grateful for all those who have served us so faithfully in the past. Tonight, if you are watching this on Wednesday, tonight at 7:15, right after our church council meeting, Robbie and Alan are hosting a prayer vigil via Zoom for our congregation. This will be a chance for us to come together, share joys, share concerns, and simply be together as we continue to move ahead during this unusual time. So I look forward to seeing many of you there tonight. In preparation for our new membership orientation and confirmation classes, I've been spending time with the works, the writings, the thoughts of John Wesley, the founder of Methodism. And I find that my own spiritual life is being nurtured a lot, actually, by the witness and the actions of this man who lived a long time ago. And um, he did not set out to establish a new church. He was an Anglican priest who wanted to reform and revitalize the Anglican church, but it turned out that Methodism in its organization and in its emphasis on the important connection of spiritual growth and social action, it turned out that Methodism did emerge into a new denomination. And of course, that is the background of the United Methodist Church today. So Wesley famous three rules. First, do no harm, do all the good you can, and attend to the ordinances of God, or as we say it, stay in love with God. Those are really three fundamental, simple but powerful guidelines for life, and I think very compatible with the ministry and teachings of Jesus. First, do no harm. Let's make sure that our actions and our decisions are not harming ourselves or others. Second, do all the good you can. And Wesley said, whenever you can, however you can, for as long as you can. Um, and doing good requires action sometimes. It requires thinking about what it means to be part of a community instead of living as an isolated individual. It means considering the needs of others, not only other humans, but the needs of the earth and all of the creatures of the earth. And then attending to the ordinances of God or staying in love with God involves prayer and worship and fasting and communion. And I'm finding that as I try to attend to some of these traditional Wesleyan disciplines and actions, that my life becomes simpler in some ways. And so during this year, and particularly as we approach the season of Lent, you will be hearing more from me about some of these practices that are deeply rooted in the broad Christian tradition, and yet that United Methodists have focused on in some very particular ways. So I look forward to sharing with you. I look forward to the ways in which we continue to be in ministry, even when we are not gathered in our buildings. And I am so grateful to see many of you weekly, whether through worship or Bible study or coffee hour or the business meetings or support groups of our church. So I hope that God will bless you and keep you this week. And I hope that our ministry together will continue to be a ministry that seeks to do no harm, seeks to do all the good we can, and seeks to stay in love with God. See you soon.